Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D Buzz, and we're doing some art stuff tonight. This is actually the final lesson for fantasy art stuff, and I've kind of saved the best for last. Tonight we're going to explore some different avenues and some different techniques that I really think are very powerful. And I myself, I'm also a student, so we're going to be kind of delving into these techniques together. Also want to say thank you to my handler tonight, Pinkalicious Sid Curtis, who is here because 50 Shades of Nelson, he is at a pony convention doing whatever pony bronies do. And this is a PG-13 sort of thing, so we won't speculate what he's going to do. But I want you guys to do is draw a, let's see what my image size is here. Image size is, let's pump it up to 300 DPI, shall we? And then let's pump this up to 20 inches, roughly by 17 inches. That's what I want your canvas to be. I'll scoot mine down. And the reason I'm talking like I'm on speed, which I'm not, tonight's class, unfortunately, it's not going to be a 2-hour class. It can be a 1-hour class. I've got some business stuff I've got to attend to, but I want to give you guys as much lecture time as I can. We're not going to take a break, so buckle your seatbelts, put your trays in the right position, and get ready for a fast super ride, all right? Let's see, does everyone have everything sorted out with this? Again, I'm going to go back up to my image size. We have 300 DPI, 20 inches high, roughly by 17 inches wide. And you can kind of see the demon that I have right here, and it is a rough sketch. Let me bring my opacity back up here. And this is essentially what we're going to create. And I'm going to show you a technique that is similar to spot blacks, but not a spot black. We're not going to throw all spot blacks in this, but we're going to start painting on values tonight. And I think this is a very, very powerful way to combine line art with a painterly type feel, because as I stated before, when you do line work, a line has to go someplace. It just can't go ambiguously into space, as our eyes are trained to pick up detail, right, wrong, and otherwise. Lines have to go someplace. And with the painterly feel, the spot blacks I've taught you guys before, you can do some very dynamic shots or renderings without a lot of detail because the eye picks up because there's no lines there. So what I want to try to do tonight is marry both sides. We're going to have the framework of this demon right here that we have, and then we're going to start using our gray values to build tones and volume with it. So what I'm going to do is, you can see my start layer here. I'm going to bring my layer, my opacity layer down to, all the way down to like 31%, okay? That's fine. And then I'm going to hit another layer on top. Always name your layers. Make sure that you're organized. Got to stay organized, especially when you get into multi-layer sorts of things. So I'm going to hit base, B-A-S-E-L, 01 for base layer 01, and we're really going to get started. And instead of just a harsh black, what I'm really going to do is I'm going to take it to a gray about here. Swipe it on there. That's still a little bit too dark, so I'll bring my opacity down to 53%. That's a little bit better. Okay, my brush size, if you look up here, down to 15%. And that's fine because all I'm going to do is doodle. And we've trained this way before with the gesture sketches. All my other classes I've taught you guys, we start with the gesture sketch, then we go in, we make sure our measurements are all right, and then we add our muscle mass in, and then we come back doing fine line artwork. We worry about line width variation and to make things a good read. This is our last class for fantasy art. We're going to switch things around. I want to explore this new idea with you. And as always, on my canvas, I always start out the midsection. And the reason I start out with the midsection is I want to make sure that I can draw on top and I can draw on bottom. I have enough room for my rendering. So going back to the basics, I start with a big barreled chest. And I'm just really, like I said, doodling through here. And I know I have his torso, it's going to come up through here like this. And I want to have a neck. Our shoulders I want to be big. And then from the shoulder to the elbow. And we've already taken an anatomy. So I'm going to put my bicep through here. Come back here, nice and dark. Actually, let's bring our brush size up a bit. Now, with the way this demon is angled, his pectoral muscle, this bottom muscle through here, the latissimus dorsi runs through here like this. It's going to run through here almost with a split where the bicep muscle is at. I'm coming back in here and taking my brush size down to, let's say, 20. So the bicep, again, the bicep means two muscles. And split it through here. Tricep is in the back side. You have the elbow and forearms. Coming back through here, the other side, the pectoral range, I'm going to bring my brush size back up to 45. I don't like that. Control Z. So this is the outside of his right side, his pectoral range. I want him to look kind of gaunt, but very stacked at the same time. I guess the word is cut. I come in here where it's a V-type shape for his rib cage. And come back through here where his stomach starts, because this is the sternum bone right through here. We come down through here, small circle for the belly button. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding onto his bottom obliques. All right, so what we've done so far, we started off with the midsection. We got the pectoral range. We got part of the latissimus dorsi. We have the deltoid muscle. Remember, the deltoid has 3 striations, 3 different heads. Now, from this angle, all you're going to see is the inner head, this right through here. I'm going to color it in like this. You're going to see the inner head and then part of the middle head as it rolls around. I'm going to Control Z to get out of that. And then come back through here. Let's go ahead and start with the head again. I want a nice pointy chin. My head through here like this. Now, we've built heads tons of times, many times. You know, we start with the circle, we start with the box. Now, this is the last class of this fantasy art thing, and I really believe you guys and gals can keep up. So again, let's do our best. And the most important thing is quick, super quick gesture drawing, then really our tones down. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with all this. So I have my head through here. I'm going to bring my brush size down a little bit more. Now remember, in the 3/4 view, he's almost at the 3/4 view. How I really harp, let me bring my screen up even more. In through the eye region, you have the V that comes in through here. Bring my brush size up a little bit more. This comes down like this, and you can see my guidelines for my eyes through there. And I'm just going to bring him in through here like this. My nose, because the way he's looking up, I want to put a shadow underneath the nose. So it's the bottom triangle. And then his big full lips through here. And then let's bring his cheekbones in. Let's give him a cocky look with his eyebrow through here. And then that fold in the middle of his head, and we zoom back. We should make it look something like this. What I really want, and what's logically, the response for this, you see the big horns that I have in my initial drawing. If this demon's going to have these huge horns, he's going to have a powerful neck. And again, the neck muscles, the strap muscles that come down through here are also anchored in by the trapezius muscles. So these trapezius muscles are going to have to come in here and be very strong and anchored. And from the bottom, the shoulder here, right here to where the neck's at, this is where the whole idea of the horns are going to be brought up. I wanted him to look like he is an Angus bull. Is it an Angus bull? Sid, are you here, Pinkalicious? Are you like a cowgirl?
What?
You're not listening. Come on, are you a cowgirl? I don't know a lot about farm animals.
I'm not a cowgirl.
Well, do you know what cows have the big horns like this?
Bulls? I don't know.
There's a certain cow. Golly, you must be like a city girl. Okay. So anyway, the big steers sort of thing. Almost teardrop shaped. All right, so we have the big horns. We have the deltoid. We have the body. We have the trapezius. And we have the latissimus dorsi. And let's go ahead and build this other deltoid over through here. And again, go ahead and draw through your figure. I encourage that. This is a super fast sort of sketch. And from here, the deltoid comes down. If it was measured from here to here, that's how long the deltoid to the elbow should be. And what I'm doing here is cutting that part of the body where his skirt's going to be. And have fun with the skirt, the hakama. That's the martial art term for it. It's just a manly skirt. It's a dress kilt is what I'm telling you. And then sketching it out through here. So we have the deltoid come up through here. And the bicep comes in like this from this point of view. And we have his forearm, the brachial muscles up through here like this. And now it's being hidden through all this. So you're not going to see that part of that hand there. So let me get out of that. And we'll bring a circle for our hand over here. And you can see I'm blocking this out for a box here, then I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and bring my thumb up through here. And then we have a hand. It's a very generic, quick hand, but we've got a hand. That's how we build things. Quick, down, and easy. From here, I'm building a staff. Literally, this was circles and some squares. Doesn't have to be perfect geometrical shaped staff. This is just our rough pass that we're going to paint upon. So I was thinking, okay, if he's like a demon, maybe he had some sort of sickle thing. I bring a triangle up through here like this. I cut it in half right through here so we can throw some dimension on it. And then all this stuff through here will be a cape that's on him. And some gloves. And that is our baselines right now. So, Miss Pinkalicious, open up their comments for any questions real quick that they may or may not have.
Anybody? So far, nothing.
Okay, tell you what we're going to do is I want people to catch up because I know I'm going literally the speed of light tonight. So as people are drawing and catching up, this is a perfect opportunity to take a look at homework. If anybody has any homework they want me to see, I'd love to see that as well.
Anybody want to raise their hand for homework? Oh, we have a Jane.
Jane, baby girl, how you doing tonight? I can't wait to see your stuff. Because I know you worked hard on it, so I definitely want to see it. You there, Jane? Hello,
Yep.
baby.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm not sure if this is what you were wanting.
Really good work there, girl. I love it. You made him snowboard.
I just finished it just before class.
Girl, I'm proud of you. It tells a specific story. I never would have thought of this. This is why I love working with other artists. I never would have thought a door. Okay, here I am, all right? Here I am. I'm walking along, and look at that. There's my snowboard. I think I'll take it. No, is that a snowboard? That's panel 1. Panel 2 is like, no one's looking. I think I'll take that. And panel 3, the middle panel, I think I'll walk up this mountain. Hopefully I won't kill myself. Panel 4, the very second to last one, I fell down on my butt. I suck at this. Last panel, look at me, I'm going. And what I really love about what you just did is I love his beard, his braids blowing in the wind. And you're throwing in background too. You told a story. Hey, listen, you told a story with a character we created together. And it's comprehensive. You have a start, middle, and you have an end. And that's what comic book work is all about. You have to tell a story. Sometimes only a single panel or like a page. You did a really good job. I love the details that you put in the character. I love the perspective that you used where the snowboard was at. Last question. How did you come up with this?
I guess I thought of it one time when I woke up to the night, I guess. I used to snowboard, so that's something I do have knowledge of, and I put it together.
That's awesome. So you woke up thinking about this. This means I plagued your dreams, right?
I guess it was. I don't remember dreams, but I must have been thinking about it.
Awesome. Hey, I'm proud of you. And next week we're going to be starting up a steampunk class, correct?
Uh,
You didn't know that, did you? Uh, well, here you're in the know. You're on the need to know. You're one of the first people to know. We'll be starting up a steampunk class very, very shortly. Try to get it all sorted out, get signed up. We may actually take a week off because I want people, to rest, get their stuff together, and then come back full steam. I really, really want that. But I love the world of steampunk because it is sci-fi meets Victorian age. And I think we can have a lot of fun with that because right now we're at the level that we understand anatomy and physiology. In the steampunk, I really want to concentrate on clothing as well. And I think that's one of the aspects that we need is clothing, making some cool gear, cool guns, and then my outline, one of the very last things we're going to do is we're going to build an environment and start kind of hitting on Steve Curtis's spot where it's kind of environmental. Now, he's the master at it, okay? Really is awesome at it. I'm going to throw my 2 cents in for a comic book sort of stance. The stuff that he makes is painterly and real worldly, and hopefully when his class gets up, you take that, you take mine, you guys will have something brilliant for your portfolio. That's what I'm shooting for.
good.
I had soliloquy of like 10,000 minutes, and all you can say is good.
Well, excellent.
Excellent.
No,
That's
actually, I am interested in the painterly type. But if I read correctly, that he was doing that for Max,
No,
or is that something else?
he's doing other stuff for Max right now. He has some, but his, well, actually, I don't want to talk out of turn. I know some of the stuff that he'll be creating for background art. He's going to show you how to do it painterly first, then import it and use it in 3D Max. But the environment art course will be with Photoshop in the beginning. And if you want to stick around and use Max, we can show you where to get to the watermark Max and all that sort of stuff. And you can utilize that to build 3D sets. It's just what we're wanting to do is to give you guys and gals a start, middle, and ending to build for your portfolio. Because a lot of these classes that I've done, all my classes, we've learned a lot, and I think you can utilize for your portfolio. But some of these daily drops that I'm doing, I want to gear it to people who want to do it for a profession and learn to learn. So everything's going to be based on projects. So you can learn and utilize what you learn and make something with an ending to it instead of just making it so ambiguous. But the key thing is you're going to make it your own. Just because I drew a dwarf, so to speak, like this, doesn't mean you're going to draw the same thing I did. We want it to make it your own. So with the whole environment thing in 3D Max, he's going to start out and it's going to be all Photoshop. And then if you want to continue with it and utilize backgrounds and environmental art for 3D, you will take what you learned from the Photoshop aspect and learn from Max to import it and then manipulate it like that. So it's really comprehensive, and I'm proud of the guy. He's really knowledgeable. Don't let him know I said that, okay? All right. I think people have caught up. Do you have any questions?
Nope. There's my...
Not bad.
Not yet.
Not bad. Hey, you know what? I did really, really fast work, and you nailed all the major muscle mass. So I'm proud of you, girl. You keep it up, all right?
Thanks.
You're welcome. I love it. All right, Miss Sydney. Pink Delicious.
Hi.
Hi. Is your dad in here tonight?
Yes.
Well, bring him on real quick. Because I was like talking for him. I shouldn't be talking for him.
Yeah, I was typing over in BuzzNet.
Okay, good. I don't have that up. Again, like, man, I don't see if he's here or not. Did I speak okay for you? Do you want to add anything or take anything away?
No, well, I just put it in BuzzNet. The first couple of full courses will deal pretty much strictly with different painting techniques or different concepting techniques. There won't be any 3D programs. There won't be any film programs. All of these things will build to the point that if you want to do a matte painting for a film or create game art or actual game assets, you can. from what you did, but you can certainly get a full education in how to do concept artwork without ever having to touch any of that stuff.
Okay. Cool. I hope I did kind of
Definitely for the painters.
right. Good. I'm going to be taking it, so don't pick on me, okay?
I never pick on you. What are you talking about?
You do all. You know what? Leave his microphone open right now because I want to hear what he has to say and how great I am at this painting stuff. You cool with that? Kind of co-teach tonight?
Yeah, that's fine. Sid, if you want to take my screen real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I will be teaching you how to do this.
Here we go. That's pretty.
This is really ultimately where the courses are going, is to show you how to create environments like this.
So
And
to
you
reiterate,
don't necessarily need Photoshop. Photoshop's real handy, but if you're working with something else, you'll still be able to follow.
awesome.
There you go.
You guys still? I love it. I really do love it. And again, I guess you already know I said that you're a brilliant guy, and you heard that. So crap, I'm screwed already.
Well, I hear almost everything you say. You just don't know if I'm there or not.
I know, right? That's crazy. All right, let's get back to class. I only have an hour tonight, unfortunately.
Yep, we got to go though.
Roger that. Here we go. Everyone see my screen?
Indeed.
Everybody there? All right, good. Hold on, let me check this out. So what I did was I actually drew this in a couple of different layers real quick, but I'm going to take this down here. Let's get reorganized. Bullocks. Don't make fun of me, Steve, because I'll cry. All I want is my base one. I'll leave my background through here. I'm going to take my base one as I select this layer and kind of start ghosting some stuff out. All right, this is all about using values. I'm going to come over here to my grays or my color picker right through here, and I'm going to start out relatively light around this area right through here. Let's make sure I have the right brush selected. I'm actually going to start off with a soft brush tonight, and I want big, bold lines. Actually, hold on, let me do this. I almost forgot. Let's turn to flattener images. Thank you very much. I'm going to hit layer, duplicate layer. We're going to make a multi-layer here. Layer, duplicate layer here. Then move this down here. Make this my multiply layer. So now I can bring this all through here and I can see my bottom layer. And later on we'll get rid of what's going on in the bottom. So I've talked, yeah.
I do have a real technical question. Why do you make two of those background copies?
We'll discuss it later. That's how I was taught. Not gonna lie. That's how I was taught, and I didn't want to screw it up for the broadcast, so I did that.
I just didn't know. I think you can get away with just one, but
Do I have? Here we go. So we make a multiplier layer, so I can actually see what's going on underneath. I can paint on top of it and still see the sketch that I did, which is nice and handy. That's why we did a really loose sketch. So let's bring this up through here, and I'm going to start graying out. You guys still there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Before I heard ambient noises, and I just went blank, so I wanted to make sure that something was still going on.
when I'm not talking, I'm muting because you're.
What?
Okay. So what I'm doing is almost painting all this body through here with my little grays to give kind of a base value, okay? And what I can do is I'm going to come back down through here, and I'm going to drop down. I'm not coming over to the right. I'm dropping down in value, making it a little bit darker through here. And then we need to pick a lighting source. And what I want to kind of do is do a two-part lighting source where I have a lot of white light through here on this side and this side, and the center through here to start to bring in a lot of the shadows through over here like this. And what's cool about this is I think how I want to describe this. Okay, here we go. So I'm bringing a lot of the values here in the middle. We're going to have our lighting sources coming from this side and this side. So this area right through here, the top, is going to have a nice fade to it, and probably some to the dwarf side down to the obliques right through here. But again, let's look at the volume and how we made our figure through here. The middle is going to be the darkest. Face is going to be dark through here. We're going to leave this area kind of dark on the sides. Some coloring this over here. Let's zoom in through here. Let's pick a different, darker area right through here. So I want the eyes to pop a little bit. And over the mouth, chin. Coming through here where the pectoral region's at. Where it comes in through the deltoid area, bicep. Cheekbone through here. And the other good tool using this style is your burn and dodge tool. So I'm going to hit the burn tool. Really start to hit the eyes area right through here. The eyebrow through here, part of the nose. Bring this back through here. Let's make some cracks where his horns are at. Like this. Bring it to the neck. So when I zoom out already, we're starting to kind of get a nice painterly sort of feel. Do a little bit of eraser tool through here. Let's hit our burn tool again. So we know we have some latissimus dorsi muscles through here, stomach muscles through here like this. Split them up here, nice and cut. Come back in here, let's go ahead and pick a darker color, and let's really bring our swatch or our brush up quite a bit. Right in the back through here is going to be the cape that I want to have. Coming back now to our dodge or our burn tool, let's bring this up quite a bit. Let's start concentrating in this area through here, the pectoral range. I'm going to leave this white because I didn't paint it, and again, the lighting source. Come back in through here for his stomach region. Again, changing the size of my brush. Let's go ahead and wrap this around more. And all we're doing is bringing out values and tones. Really bringing some dark areas through here. And Buzz is in the room with me tonight, so I'm sure he won't mind if I tell you this story. But when I was a young lad going through the Renaissance Center, we were doing stuff with Epic Games, and he came to me and said, "Hey, you can draw." I'm like, "Yes, sir, I can draw. What do you need?" He's like, "I need you to draw like this. You need to draw the Unreal style." And I'm like, "All right." Well, it only took me, seriously, close to 15 to 20 different drawings to finally get close to what they wanted. And it was all values. I mean, their artwork is beautiful, but it was so frustrating because I had to pick it apart. I was so used to getting things first, second try. And he's like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." And he pushed me and made me a better artist. I said a few expletives like "son of a biscuit eater" or something like that. But the whole thing was, he's like, "I need you to push the darks darker and the lights lighter." And it's the same thing going on with this. When we're going to use this painterly style, what we're going to do is just push the values to the extremes. And then we're going to select maybe one or two colors and just dab them on there for this really cool painterly type sort of look. I notice we're neglecting the deltoid over here, so let's bring our brush up, bring this down through here. Let's actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make it a little bit darker and just put a cloak on him. Pick a harsh brush. Through here. Let's go ahead and bring this up through here. As the cloak wraps around his body like this. Let's bring some areas of armbands over through here like such. Through here I'm starting to build his hakama or his man skirt, so to speak. Going back to my dot or my burn tool again. And then really starting to hit the areas right through here to build up more of the values all around the areas through here. All right, so I zoom back. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing, but we have to push, like I said, or Buzz taught me. Darks need to be darker, the lights need to be lighter. We're using a 2-point lighting source. One's coming from this way, one's coming in from this way, so that's cool. So we're gonna have a nice glow around this area through here, and we probably almost need to. Let's go ahead and bring our eraser tool in. Bring the opacity down to like 42. Make a nice hue through here. What we can do is start sculpting in more through here, and I'm adjusting my brush size through here because I will eventually and plan on pushing even more. Let's hit the brush. I made it darker. Let's go ahead and paint the background of this cloak area, bring my opacity up again. I know this is vastly different from what we've done before, but I kind of wanted to do something different for our last class, because as an artist, we always need to continue to grow. Always need to grow and try different things. So I'm going to go back to my brush palette. Okay, I have this selected, my hard brush. Let's go back to 100% opacity. Let's make some dark things dark again, shall we? Let's come up through here. Putting some really dark values in here. Kind of where things are cut up. Almost like a panel sort of thing. The shoulder pads up through here again. And let's hit our eraser tool. And then I'm going to put some holes in the cloak through here. Like kind of torn. Come into my eye area a little bit through here. Bring my brush size down quite a bit, down to a 8. Making some gribbles. Is that how you say it, Steve? Grimbles, gimbles?
That would be greeble, sir. Greeble.
Greebles. Thank you, greebles. Through here. I'll get that right one of these days, I promise you.
I think you're trying hard not to.
Kind of like Sid and Bowling today. She was terrible. Terrible.
I don't think you should call that out to the world. That's not cool.
But she made fun. You know, you weren't there. She smacked my hand. She was evil and mean. I tried to give her encouragement, and it was bad, dude.
I raised her well.
I love you too. All right, so What I'm going to do is add a little bit of color here. I went to my reds. I want something nice, big, and bold, but I don't want it to be so bold that it takes away from everything else. So I'm going to really bring my opacity down to 25%. Make sure my brush is selected. I want a soft brush through here. Let's bring this baby all the way up. I don't like that. Let's bring it down a little bit more because my opacity got back up to 100. Bring it back down to 25, 26. That's fine. Let's go back to our dark grays, building some values on top of that. Brush. As you can tell, I'm kind of skipping around, working on the horn, working on this through here, working on the face. Coming back here again to my burn tool. There we go. I love that area right through here, the pictorial. Let's bring this, it's nice, it's pretty, it's sexy. Split to where the chest is at, clavicle area, either the hip set or the ribs. Size up through here with the brush. Let's go maybe work on this area through here like this. So we're getting this kind of like smoky looking demon thing. I'm really getting kind of pleased with it. Let's actually build up some more value to it. Bring this nice close so you guys can see what's going on. Do not neglect the arm over here. As my computer catches up with me. Just going to bring this brush size down through here.
And Derek, for the sake of the students, I do need to point something out.
Go ahead.
I can tell that you're struggling a little bit with some of the values, like the reds blowing out when you're laying them down. That would be because you accidentally continued to paint on your multiply layer instead of your layer 1.
Thank you. I heard that. Thank you.
So it will, it will work out, but that's why some of that stuff's going so black and so bright really suddenly.
Right. Just going to pick the black. And the brush. Thank you, Mr. Steve Curtis. Brush 25, bring it up to 64%. Again, this is a new style for me too, but I wanted to show something that might be kind of cool that everyone can kind of learn. The thing I really am proud of and I like, and I want to see what you guys are doing too, is this area through here at the pectoral region. We have our silver grays and we used our eraser tool to hit these highlights through here. I'm loving the face so far, and we can talk about backgrounds here in a little bit. And the subtle area up here through the horns, like that. Let's come and bring our eyes. Let's work on the face a little bit, shall we? Nice cocky looking eyebrow. As all demons are cocky. And their name's Susan as well. Again, working more values in through here. Let's go ahead and grab, actually let's do an extreme. Let's go ahead and grab the eraser tool. Let's bring the opacity down. Okay, it's already at 25%. That's good. 8%, that's all right. We can build some cracks in through here. Build some textures along this guy's face. And my computer is not catching up or is moving too slow. I'm controlling Z out of there as I wait for my computer to stay caught up. And then coming back in with my eraser tool, building up some cool texture sort of things as I'm looking at our time. Zooming it back here like this. And I'm not really super happy with that. Let me see here. How are we doing, Sid?
Doing alright. Got about 20 minutes left.
Okay. All right, we have some time here left then. Let's recalibrate some of this, hitting Control Z out. How are you guys doing on the other end? If you want to raise your hand, let's take a volunteer. I want to see how you guys are doing compared to what I'm doing. This is a way different technique. Before, like I said, I would just use lots of spot blacks. I'd paint it black, use the eraser tool. It's a great read. But right now I'm trying to capture atmosphere from a small, quick sketch. It's new to me, and I know it's new to you guys. I'm going to see how you're doing as well. We have a volunteer to see.
Anybody can say it in the chat or the questions box, wherever.
Take Jane's screen. She's always volunteering.
Alright, Jane, you don't get a choice.
Here we go. Not bad, Jane.
Yeah, very nice.
Guess I was muted. I'm a bit slow.
No, you're not slow. I'm moving like the speed of light because I've got so many other things I've got to get to, but I wanted to try to cover everything. And to be honest, I think I've done this 3 times so far, but I wanted to kind of do something that was cool and outside the box tonight and put myself under pressure to learn. I've got a lot to learn as an artist. I mean, we all do. But I really wanted to introduce this to everybody out there. I think it's a really cool style. It's a very cool technique to grab something super quick because, I mean, your base drawing that you had was cool. And you can flesh it out and you can make it your line weights, like I said before, kick some serious booty, or you can apply this sort of style to it and make it more painterly. So that's the main thing I was really, really trying to convey. So what do you think of it so far?
I guess okay, yeah.
And woman, a few words. Steve, anything constructive to say?
Jane, does Corel Painter have blend modes for the layers like Photoshop does?
Yes, it does.
Do you have color layer or blend mode?
I have colorize.
Down at
I
the
have a
bottom.
color.
Right
I did. I think what Derek did. I painted on my base layer by mistake.
Yeah, by mistake.
All right, now just make a new
But
layer.
I do.
Make a new layer
What does
on top of that
colorize
one.
do?
I don't know what colorize does. That's different. But put that layer on top.
On top of the base?
On top of that base one that you accidentally painted on.
Yeah.
And now change that over to just color, which is like second from the bottom.
Oh, third, that one. Okay.
And now just take
What's
a
that do?
splotch of red and dab that over your demon's chest and face. And be pretty loose with it.
What does that do?
See, what do you have your? I'm trying to. Oh, do you have your brush way down low in percentage?
Yep.
Yeah, bring that up.
Do you want it high?
Yeah, bring it up to mid. Bring it up to like 50.
Yeah, I find it works differently in Painter than Photoshop. The percentages.
Oh yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, all that'll do is basically it's called tinting rather than painting. Basically,
Okay.
you're tinting your blacks and whites with color. And if you play around with it a bit, and essentially that's the same thing that Derek's doing, but now you've got it non-destructive. If that color's not working for you, you can destroy that layer and just try again.
Okay.
With something else.
And that saves lots of time.
Okay.
And you can play around it. Their modes may be a little different too. Maybe screen or something like that would work better.
She's all nervous now, Mr. Steve. She's like, oh my God, I'm actually
No, I
taking
don't know what
class.
all these things, I don't know what all those settings do because I usually just stick with.
Multiply, color, things like that will literally multiply. It'll take that red and the black underneath it and multiply it, so it tends to get darker. Screen will go the other way and tend to like divide it and make it lighter pinkish. So it's just playing around with different layers constantly and seeing what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, I usually use overlay or normal. Sometimes multiply, not much.
Those are the two biggies. But you can get some pretty interesting effects. You try and playing around with some of the other ones. You can
Okay, thanks.
you can use like divide or difference and end up with a film negative look, things like that.
Okay. Well, sometimes I'll do something and then I'll go through the whole list to see what it looks like.
Yeah, well,
That's how
I do
you
that
learn.
too. I just click on it and then start hitting my down arrow and
Yeah,
flying through all of them.
you could do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can do that on Painter also.
That's how you learn. Like all the filters, I'm really darn good at the filters now. It's because I've been through all of them several times. All right, take my screen, Mr. Siddelicious.
Mr. Siddelicious?
I said Miss Siddelicious.
He didn't, but we'll run with it.
Yeah.
Stop that. I can't handle two Curtises at the same time. Bring me back my 50 Shades of Nelson.
Nope. He's never coming back.
He's
All
been
right.
trampled.
Again, here I am, my burn tool. Coming in through here like this. Actually, let's do the eraser tool. Let's make them look like the opacity up to 67%. Like he's got some sort of belt on through here. My computer is going really slow. I think it's because it's been in my car all day long. Go back to my brush. Bring my opacity up to 94%. Soft brush is what I wanted. And I'm painting through, and it is very quiet here. I'm not used to that. Really like how that's starting to blend in through here. Bring this in the closest side like that. Because we have the light source over there. Bring this over here. Part of this shoulder area right through there.
Just throwing it out
Bring
there
this
so
up.
you know there's like 10 minutes left.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. Literally right now I am at 100% flow and opacity with my soft brush picked. Let's experiment, shall we? Let's try bring this to color burn. That sucks. Linear burn. Interesting. And guys and gals, this is literally what lighten, don't like that at all. How you learn soft light, don't like
Try
it.
soft light.
I just did soft light through here.
Yeah, you were faster than me.
Sorry, that's what she said. That looks pretty damn cool. Let's leave that there like this. Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another layer through here. This is on top. And then I'm going to get an ambient light source or a sepia color. Orangish color like this. Hit B for brush. Bring it through here like this, some of the layer on top. And what I'm going to do is bring this area down, the opacity a little bit, and then hit my eraser tool. Bring my eraser tool way, way big like this, but I really want to bring the opacity down. Opacity, Derek. Let's bring it down to like 26%. Make sure it's on a soft brush. Through the middle here. This one hits, let's have some fun with brushes, shall we? Let's do that. Let's bring this as a funky looking brush. My computer tries to catch up to me. Let's get another, my computer's still trying to catch up to me. Sorry about those, ladies and gentlemen. 3 blondes walked into a bar, the 4th one ducks, honestly. I got to bring my opacity up through here. And we're getting some interesting textures, different lighting effects. We put our, again, I'm sorry, my computer's literally been open all night or all day, all night and all day on the trip to the Buzz Cave. I should have shut it down and everything go to where it needed to go. I got my pointer thing. So we have linear light on right now from the background layer we painted. We created a new layer and we just had fun with it. So let's try this with our background layer, which is my layer I've already painted on. Let's come up here to filter, and we'll do filter gallery. And I know not everyone's got Photoshop, okay, but let's just go through a few things real quick. I'm gonna hit Control minus so I can see my rendering right here. I'll go to brush strokes. I like the dark stroke idea if it will catch up to me. Let me Control plus. Not that well. So I go to accented angles. Not bad. Angled strokes. And this is literally, Steve, is this how you do this? When you do it, like what looks cool, what looks good?
Oh yeah, I just played through them.
Go to my sketch area, base relief. No, not so much. Chalk and charcoal. No. Coming through here. No, not so much. I'll show you the one I like. Stylize, not stylize, texture. I like to add some grain into it every now and then. And then you have this option, the intensity of grain up through here. You can really intensify the grain. Your contrast. So I'm not really happy with a lot of stuff right now. Go back to artistic. Let's try the dry brush. Dry brush has always been a really cool effect as the computer catches up. So let's pump our brush size up a little bit more, which will delete some of the detail into it, but I'm really happy with the idea right through here like this. And we got some blank spaces up here, not for sure what's going about. Brush detail, let's pump it all the way up to an 8. And again, I apologize, my computer's so darn slow. But this is literally what I do, and I'm sure thousands of artists do. They play. You don't always have the right answer. And I really kind of struggled with this. I talked to Steve. I'm like, on my porch in North Carolina, he's in Wisconsin. I'm like, well, I've been watching some videos. I kind of like this idea here and here, but I'm not the best at it. And he's like, well, are you going to teach it? I'm like, well, I don't know if I can teach it. There's so much experiment with it. But I thought I'd experiment with this new technique as I learn it so you guys can see that, hey, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm the Crow on 3D Buzz. I don't know everything. I know a lot. I want to learn more. I wanted to show you guys that basically every artist kind of struggles. And the thing I feel like I'm OCD about, Steve, do you do this? Go to adjustments and go to invert just to see what it looks like. I'm always doing invert. Like, I don't like that. Sometimes it looked really cool. Sometimes it
I
doesn't.
don't do that, but I am hopelessly addicted to the levels tool.
Levels. Let's bring the levels up through here. No,
I will fiddle with that as an overall level and on individual layers all day. It's like crack to me.
okay, you're not supposed to see my Facebook page, but hold on, www.google sunlight. Let's try this real quick, and I've got to go here in a second. Images. Let's take this bad mammoth. No, yeah, let's take this bad mammoth. I'm picking on you, freak. So I'm going to hit Control Copy. Coming back to my Photoshop area right through here, I'm going to hit Edit. Really? Again, I'm sorry, guys. My computer is like I'm super rich. Right, my computer's about shot. What I was going to do is take that layer, that super sun thing, throw it on top of here and mask it out and do some cool stuff with that. Let's go back to our burn tool real quick. Come up here, image, adjustments, shadows and highlights. This is another thing I like to play with. You always show more options. The amounts. All right. So this is far.
Direction and curves too.
Oh yeah, let's do the curves real quick. Image, adjustments, curves.
Just so you know, we're at the
With
top of the hour.
Roger that. The curves, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I will literally throw this stuff around inch by inch. You can bring it down through here like this as well. Like this would make a kind of cool t-shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
And let's do this. This gets the brush. Come on. So white through here. But I want my opacity down quite a bit. Actually, no, let's make it the sepia color again. There we go. Maybe that's it. I mean, we did a lot of fiddling around tonight, and it was a struggle for me. I'm not going to lie to you, but I really wanted to kind of put myself in the spot. And the big thing is I want to show you guys it's okay to experiment. It's also okay to fail sometimes, because all the good stuff that you see that I put up here and I've talked about and I'm proud of, for every one good thing I put up there, there's probably 10 to 11 things you guys don't see that just never makes it past that, you know, the seal of approval of Derek. Or Steve will go, that sucks. I'm like, okay.
I do not.
He doesn't.
But you know, if you Google concept art, you're going to see a lot of very stylized stuff like this. I don't care how long you've been doing it. I don't care how high up in the echelon you are professionally. This kind of experimentation and throwing things out, that's the artist's day. That's how it goes. Don't ever get it in your head that somebody out there like Feng Zhu is just painting away and everything works out. He throws away 10 for everyone he keeps 2.
Amen.
That's the way it is.
I really have to go after this, but I think my Monday or Tuesday was like that. I'm watching videos, trying to learn. I'm thinking about our last class for fantasy art. I'm like, I want to do something different and pop. And there was literally almost a 12-hour day that nothing worked out for me. And I was depressed, man. I was like, I don't want to play Xbox after this. I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go to sleep, but I don't want to stay awake. It was a terrible day. It happens. But, you know, the next morning I picked myself up, got to draw, got to perform. And as artists, and just looking at life like that, life happens. Sometimes you get knocked down, but we get back up, correct?
Correct. Hoorah.
Hoorah. I'm actually happy with this demon that we have here. So guys and gals, I really appreciate you being part of this series of Fantasy Art class. Really mean that. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's been with me from every class. And there's several people out there from the Drawing 101 class all the way to this class, from sci-fi to anatomy and physiology. And we have a lot of new stuff that are coming out in 3D Buzz very soon. I want to say stay patient with us. We're here to stay the course. The next course is going to start very soon for steampunk. Really want to concentrate on the Victorian style clothes, how they fold, how they drape. That's one of the things I don't think we've really touched on a lot. So with that, I really want to say thank you. Open up real quick. Any last questions or comments from anybody?
I think Chelsea wanted to show off her mermaid.
All right, Chelsea, show me your mermaid. Is it going to be like your sister Sid's?
Mine was awesome.
I didn't get to
I did.
see hers.
Sid's was funny as all get out. I did see
What?
Chelsea.
Maybe it was Chelsea. Maybe it was Sydney. I don't know.
You haven't seen mine. Pretty
I
good.
saw
just
something
working
on
on
your Facebook when you
coloring
I
it.
didn't upload it.
Girl, that is beautiful.
Thank you. I actually did this whole background myself. I didn't rip it off of Bing or anything like the last one. I did.
That's very well done. I like that.
Thank you.
Let me ask you something. Does she have a bottom, a butt?
Sure.
Let me ask you this. Do mermaids poop?
I don't. It's gotta work like
Do
fish
fish?
do.
Fish poop?
Yes.
My 3-year-old had a book that said everybody poops. So certain girls in the Buzz Cave gave me crap because my mermaid had a bottom.
Well, you had to see that coming.
Well, you know, whatever. I like fish butts and I cannot lie. All right, this is where we're going way over, and I have to get downstairs to do photo stuff. Steve, we'll talk tomorrow. Promise you that. Miss Sidalicious, thank you for being my handler tonight. Chelsea, I definitely am, seriously, I'm glad that you're here, and I missed you. You're so talented, and I hope you keep it up. Jane, everybody else, keep at it. I invite everybody to come to my, MMO art class on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. Steampunk will be starting soon. Go ahead and email me, friend me on Facebook as Derek Stevens, or email me, thecrow on 3dbuzz.com. Steve Curtis, thank you for your time, taking it, being here tonight. I want to give a shout out to him. His environment art classes is starting soon. If you've not seen the daily drops, you've got to come to 3dbuzz.com. Go to the homepage. We have tons of new stuff, new content, and so much more is on the way.
And the
With
environment class will be VTM style rather than live class, but you can by all means PM me and show me the work you did or ask questions at any time, just like we've always done.
Roger that. So keep your feet on the ground, your ankles slightly above them. Guys, thank you for everything. I look forward to seeing you in the next class.